What up, Mahomes? It's me. All right, here is our final review. So remember, this is non-cumulative. So this is just going to be from the midterm on, starting at chapter 13. And here are a few questions that we'll go over. I'm sending this out to everybody so that we can have time to do all the presentations manana. Sorry, it took me a hot minute to get this out to you. I really did have intentions of doing it last week, but life. Okay, so for this, oops, no, wrong one, Janet. All right, so for this question, there's 15 slides, so 15 questions that I'm going to cover from your midterm or from your final. Okay, so this is going to be the series of reactions that are referred to as the carbon cycle is what? Okay, the answer is a combination of the reactions in respiration and photosynthesis. All right, maturation is when what? All right, the answer is when the carbonyl group, the carbon of a monosaccharide forms and breaks a bond to a hydroxyl hydrogen on the carbon second furthest from the carboxyl group. That was a mouthful. Choose the correct statement describing lipids. And you can always pause me and then come back when I'm answering. That's why I'm kind of pausing awkwardly. So I give you a second to think, but you can also hit the space bar to pause me. Okay, so choose the correct statement for describing lipids. Lipids are waxes, fats, oils, phospholipids, and steroids that are insoluble in water. Lipids is like a fancy word for fats. So just think of how fats would interact with water. The structure of a triglycerol contains what components? It contains a trihydroxyl alcohol, a glycerol, and this forms an ester bond to those three fatty acids. The main function of a cell membrane is to allow substances to enter and leave the cell, which is the correct description of transport through the cell membrane. Okay, so remember the different types of transport. So the answer for this one is going to be that facilitated transport occurs when proteins that extend through the cell membrane provide a channel through which certain substances can diffuse more rapidly than by passive diffusion. So remember, active diffusion requires energy. Passive diffusion is just through gravity, and facilitated diffusion is need a helper too. Sophie decided to come and say hi. She says, good luck on your final day. Right. The primary structure of a protein is based on what? Remember in my story, just remember your P's. The peptide bond is in your primary structure, and these are going to hold the peptides together to make a polypeptide chain. So the correct answer would be D, the sequence of amino acids held together by peptide bonds. The complementary base pairs to DNA are what? Remember, there's an apple on the tree and a car in the garage. A, T, C, G. So the correct answer for this one would be B as in boy. A genetic mutation may result what? A genetic disease such as albinism, in which the enzymes that converts tyrosine to melanin is defective. So that would be an example. Cell structure includes what? This would be B, the mitochondria, which contains the structures for the synthesis of ATP from energy-producing reactions. Let me move this up here. All right. The digestion of fats begins where? This would be in the small intestine. Okay, so B as in boy. In glycolysis, a 6-carbon, that's supposed to be 6. Glucose is 6 carbons. Anyway, 6-carbon glucose molecule is broken down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvate. Which of the following is a step in glycolysis? The correct answer is D, as in David. Dehydration of the phosphoglycerate molecules. Right. Question 13. Which of the following is not a secondary structure? It's not asking for bonds, it's asking for a structure. So remember, your secondary structure has those alpha helices, the beta pleated sheets, and it also does have triple helixes as well. And so your correct answer, which is not a secondary structure, is going to be hydrogen bonds. Enzyme activity is affected by what? Remember, enzymes are specialized protein, right? So proteins can be affected by change in pH, salt, reducing agents if it's a disulfide bond, and also temperature, because temperatures are going to affect the hydrophobic interactions of those carbon-carbon bonds. So temperatures of the reaction system is the correct answer. Think of our bodies. If our physiologic pH, or pH, temperature is 98.6. All right. If we get a fever 105, we're not feeling so good, right? If we have really low temperature, we're not feeling so good. So temperature can definitely affect how our enzymatic reactions are happening in our body. There are 3 major types of RNA. Which of the following is a major type of RNA? We talk about it in step 3, right? mRNA. So messenger RNA is one of the major types of RNA. And drum roll, please, guys. Last question. What is the source of energy that directly drives ATP synthesis in the production of its ATP? Think of that last step of the electron transport chain, right? And it's going through the that proton gradient. Whoa, something's going crazy with my computer right now. That proton gradient, right? That we made. And so the correct answer for this one is going to be the protons diffusing through the F0 section of ATP synthase. Good luck, you guys. I will see you all in class mañana, tomorrow. And I will open up the final right now so you guys can take it when you need. And you have until a week from today. So actually next Saturday. So 6 days to get it done. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.